Okay then, Helldivers, we are back and we have got loads to go through today, including a new support incoming for patch 1.001.202, and this one is mainly a bug fix, crash issues and stuff like that, and we're going to dive into everything they've got happening today, as well as some more known issues that you guys may have noticed inside of the game, which is always nice to know. They've been nominated again for the Ultimate Game of the Year shortlist, and this is looking good. And we have got to talk about the overall for Transmog, as it's looking like that stuff is never going to come. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. It'd be greatly appreciated. And make sure you check out our sponsor, Instant Gaming, the platforms where you can buy your video games cheaper for PC and consoles with the best deals, offers, promotions, and discounts. All up to 70% off with new releases and pre-orders available. You guys would be silly to not check it out. Link in the description. Get your games a little cheaper today. Now, before we get into the video, really quickly, a major order update has arrived just yesterday where we have a brand new major order, and this one is a bit of a filler one, hopefully something that can end this DSS movement and we can have it come through the works very soon. The briefing for it states the Democracy Space Station is currently in its third construction before it has been activated. It must be staffed, which is no small task for such a strategy behemoth. Though applications from patriotic, detail-orientated team players have been pouring in, the DSS requires over 1.3 million skilled workers. The Ministry of Humanity has therefore authorized the relocation of an unprecedented number of colonists. When polled, those affected by recent bug attacks along with the Gloom border proved the most eager to serve. With the Jet Brigade still at large, this is a critical time for the DSS. Decryption of data retrieved from Marta Bay have revealed the automatons to be mustering their forces. It is paramount the DSS staffing be completed as swiftly as possible. The Helldivers are ordered to hold the designated Gloom adjacent planets while this disenfranchised families make their new home aboard the super weapon. And the major order, as standard right here, is to protect citizens evacuating the Gloom. We have obviously got Terric, Cirrus, and Angel's Venture, which are likely to be attacked over the next 5 days, but we also have to defend against 8 attacks from the Terminids. So this is going to be an interesting one, and you guys are just going to have to go in and hammer into those Terminids, as although I know a lot of you guys are not really enjoying it right now. Hopefully though, after this, we should be very, very close to the DSS finally being constructed. Let's dive on in to everything else happening inside of the game. But checking out the first of all, patch notes for 1.001.202, and this is Freedom's Greetings. Small update coming your way with an overview for the crash fixes, raise the flag mission fix, and miscellaneous fixes in tow. As far as it goes with the crash fixes and soft locks, they fixed a crash which would happen when the player or a hot joiner first spawns into a mission, and they fixed a rare crash that would occur with carryable items and looking at the minimap at the same time. Bit of a frustrating one, but that is now apparently fixed. And with missions, they decreased enemy spawn rate while progressing the raise the flag objective in spread democracy missions, which was definitely needed. They do get a little bit overwhelming sometimes, even in the lower levels. At least for me, it seems to be the biggest frustration with regards to any of the missions in tow, but apparently that's now been fixed as well. We have a load of miscellaneous fixes right here that state that they're fixing the holding last stratagem input prevented movement on the default PC controls. SOS beacons will now look for additional players for the remainder of each mission. They are no longer destroyed when the squad is full. Instead, they are deactivated. If somebody leaves, it reactivates as forward. They've also fixed an issue where the SOS beacons could not be deployed in the same or subsequent missions under some circumstances. A little bit of a weird one, but again, now fixed. Seems like they're focusing on the SOS beacons a lot because they fixed an issue where deploying an SOS beacon could result in your lobby not being made public and couldn't be joined by other players. Makes no sense at all, but again, now fixed alongside a bug where non-public lobbies could be joined despite the host deploying an SOS beacon. The intended design is that deploying an SOS beacon makes your lobby public for the duration of the mission. As well as that, they've got a few other fixes here where they fixed the drop wheel emote, which is really, really nice. I'm glad they've actually finally fixed that one. That is something that people were having a lot of issues with, not me myself, but they've resolved it. And an issue with a large number of in-game friends that couldn't see some of their friends' in-game statuses properly. Well, most of us are having a few issues with regards to the friends list still even now, around 8-9 months into the game's release. They also fixed an issue where player names could be absent after returning to the ship in a mission, and they fixed player names in the chat text dispensing, which happens to be some of the bigger issues in Toll right now. Although there has been quite a few known issues on the list, they haven't actually taken this one off right now. So we're going to show you guys some of the other ones that we've got in here at this moment in time, as they've just recently updated the Arrowhead Syndesk, and they've been working on these to let you guys know that this is exactly what it is that's happening. So as far as new issues goes, the higher zoom functions do not zoom the camera in through the scope of the LAS5 Scythe, and as you can see on screen, it's not exactly as it should be. The zoom functions on the camera are not correct at all, so hopefully that should be fixed very soon, as well as capes don't display in the armory tab and instead show a blank grey cape. Now this has happened since the last Warbond, I believe. This is when I first noticed it since the latest patch, and that's been something that's been a problem for a little while. It's not happening for all capes, although it is happening for a few. As you can see on screen, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. A little bit of a weird one, but hopefully again that will be fixed soon, as it takes the immersion away, especially just for the overall aspect. And Pride of the Whistleblower player card is in low resolution on PS5. It is actually horrendous. You can see on screen, it's not only in low resolution, but you can see the bloody pixels, man. You can see the bloody pixels. But they are now all on the known issues list, and hopefully will be sorted out over oncoming weeks. It's been a little bit of a slow course, especially for most Helldivers at the moment, with regards to any fixes, new updates, content, so on and so forth. We seem to be in a bit of a slower rendition of where the game is actually going and how it is that we're actually getting there. So do hope that it's going to be fixed soon, although probably wouldn't bank on it being fixed any time in this week alone. Moving forward though, the Golden Joystick Awards have now announced the awards for the Ultimate Game of the Year shortlist, and the Helldivers do sit up there alongside Black Myth Wukong, Astrobot, Animal Well, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, Dragon Age. Now we're not going to confirm a win against any of these being completely real, but it is nice to know that Helldivers is definitely on there. It's sitting up there with some of the biggest names in gaming, including Tekken, Silent Hill, Metaphor. We've also got Final Fantasy on there. To know that Helldivers reaches up there with the best of them, it's really, really nice to see. Very, very impressed indeed. And if you guys want to go ahead and vote now, the link is in the description for the tweet. Just click on the tweet and go ahead and follow the instructions on there. Make sure you show your love for your fellow Helldivers. And a Reddit post that seems to be going quite well at the moment with regards to actual transmog. This is something that Mr. Johan Peterstedt was talking about, although the image itself attached to it doesn't seem too, inclusive. It doesn't seem too real. It's a bit of a weird one, but nonetheless, this is worth taking a look at. It states, at this point, the rebuttal does not make sense. Can we please have separate perk slots? 99.9% of the armor I have is useless in terms of my playstyle, my armor style, and even roleplay style. I've used the exact armor since the launch of the game. I want to express my diver in ways that I feel fits their personalities. I'm spreading democracy, forcing me to use X, Y, and Z armor, because one is meta and the other lets me check notes, melee things harder. It's comical. It is a little bit weird, I think, on the basis of what it is that you guys are going to utilize your armor sets for. A lot of the passives do render quite useless for the most part, although if you're using certain weapons, then a lot of the perks still can be quite helpful. You just may not be utilizing them as much as you probably should, although it does force you to look a certain way, and a lot of us as Helldivers don't particularly like that. A lot of us as gamers overall do not like being strictly prohibited to make our characters look the way that we want. Customization has always been quite a big thing in the gaming community, and it does not stop here. Hopefully it's something that we can see come into the future, although like Mr. Peterstedt has already stated, they do not really want to run down the transmog mood. It doesn't make sense, and the equipment looks different because it has different effects. Although right now, the statement of an apple that tastes like bacon, or the other way around, doesn't really hold too well with a lot of the armor sets that they've put out over the last few months. Let me know your opinions in the comment section below. I think it would be definitely worth having the conversation about. And in the talks of having conversations, you guys hammered the comment section in the last video, and you guys did it so damn well. This first one right here is absolutely ginormous, and I want to know your opinion on it. It's regards to a roadmap. It says, no roadmap please. Some of the best moments in the game is when you encounter something new out of nowhere. Remember the day they added the Shrieker nest and a guy on voice was freaking out saying they can fly now? Or the time I seen a factory strider for the first time before the official announcement by fellow Helldivers, and I just dropped in and seen our four-legged monsters. They proceeded to call in every stratagem. It was so exciting and fun. I real got the Dark Souls vibe. I never know when what it come next. That is not a real sentence for the record. When it comes or how to deal with it. A roadmap would take a lot of that away. Mystery in life is a good thing. Now, for me personally, I think a roadmap would be quite good based on a factor of when we're going to be receiving content. I don't think I necessarily want to know what content we're going to be getting, but with regards to war bonds or updates, mega patches, having some sort of like dates enabled for certain things would be great. And I think that we are at a stage of the game's lifespan now where a like mega DLC update would definitely be needed. These war bonds are good, but I do think that we need a massive injection of something new into the game to just revitalize it and give it a little bit more life than what it's already got. It's fun, but it could definitely be a lot more fun. Let me know your opinions in the comment section and get your upvotes so that you could be featured for the next video. The next one right here states the following: I hope there are never collaborations in Helldivers 2. Collaborations are what kills the identity of a game the most. Not everything has to become a Fortnite, for God's sake. And now there is truth in that, but in the same time, if a collaboration is done correctly, then it can definitely bring a lot more eyes to the game, it can bring a lot more love to the game, and it can bring a lot more to the game overall. I don't think collaborations are a bad thing. I just think that collaborations with a big name for the sake of it being a big name are ridiculous. I think a Star Wars collaboration would be quite funny inside of this game, and it would bring quite a lot to the table for a short period of time. Whether it's a game that they just enjoy or a game that would fit well is a very big point, though. They seem to be working a little bit towards trying to get a collaboration with a company that is also working with PlayStation right now. It's not really my style of game, but it does look very interesting indeed. Let me know your opinion of collaborations in the comment section below. But unfortunately, that's all we got time for today. Thank you so much again for watching. If you haven't already, smash that beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe, post notifications turned on. Thanks again. Appreciate you all. And as always, I'll see you in the clouds.